When you're an expecting dad, you have got to get your home together. Coming up. Hey, I'm Derm. I'm the new dad life coach, and I wanted to make this video about protecting your home space. It's important that you declutter both for your mental health and for the safety of your baby, particularly when they start moving about the place. You don't want to be bumping into things and having things fall over and just unnecessary risks associated with having a cluttered home. If you're in a position in your life where people have been offering you things, that's an amazing thing. Like we were offered baby clothes, baby gates, all of these things that we were offered for free. And it's been amazing to be able to save as much money as you can by taking things for free. But it came with an interesting caveat, which was that it shone a light on for me that we tended to accept everything we were given. So we ended up we didn't want to appear ungrateful. So we ended up with a little bit more than we needed. And that came with a bit of work as well. It highlighted for me that, maybe I'm a little bit too polite. Like it wasn't a case of setting a strict boundary or anything, but it was a little bit of a practice for that kind of thing. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, here's what you should say. Thank you. Thank you so much for thinking of us. We really appreciate the offer. Maybe we can see if it's something we need. Happy to come by, take a look at it. We can take what we need and really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you can show that you appreciate it, that would lead to 9 times out of 10 people being okay with you saying no to handing off or to taking the stuff that they offer. It highlighted something for me, and I'm all about growth and development, and I have a tendency to kind of go along with things just to avoid conflict, I suppose. So these things like that, when you're a dad, you've got to get over them. And I know this is a mild example, but that kind of people-pleasing nature, it's not something that I want to pass on to my son. I've got to change that about myself now. And that comes with these kind of mild lessons in setting boundaries, which I've always been fairly uncomfortable with. I guess people pleasing, that's no good for you. And it's one of my biggest mountains to climb and one of my biggest things that I don't want to pass on to my son. So kind of went in a little bit of a tangent there. Started off talking about decluttered homes and ended up talking about something quite deep that I struggle with. So if you were to take anything away from this video, I would suggest protect your home, because you have got to keep a clean and safe space for your baby. And you've got to keep a clean and safe space for your mental health. There is something so detrimental to positive mental health about having a cluttered place. I know when I'm around too much clutter, it feels horrible. And I'm like, I can't wait to get rid of it. I can't wait to declutter and have as much space as possible and allow space for the baby to roam around and everything. So do it for your baby and do it for your own mental health, and declutter as much as you possibly can, and work hard on yourself, because your baby needs you to be a prime example of a good man. Don't be a nice guy, be a good man. That's pretty good. I like that. Don't be a nice guy, be a good man. Because a good man sets boundaries. A good man doesn't allow people to cross boundaries or force himself to go along just to keep other people happy. A good man is an authentic, driven, calm and happy dad. So there you go. That's this week's video. Like, comment and subscribe. It'll do great things for the channel if you were to like a comment. If you were to leave a comment or like a comment. And subscribe, because it's my dream to have this channel grow as big as possible, helping as many dads be the best versions of themselves that I myself can possibly help with. There are a couple of meditations in the description below, so you can sign up for those. You can have them for free. Who wouldn't want that, right? There's a link to book a free one-on-one session with me in case you need that extra one-to-one coaching to help you get properly set up for your own journey. Go on down there, click either of those links, and I hope to hear from you soon.